Hello everybody, BrioS here. Today's video is about the light mech, or more specifically about the fact that since the PSR was reset on 30th June, the light mech weight class has been suffering a lot, suffering to the point where you don't see many light mechs on the battlefield nowadays, and that can be attributed to the fact that people want to increase their tier, and yes, I blame PSR. And even though PSR, the new system, is really good, this is one of the negative consequences, and I feel that PGI should do something about this fast, or you will not see many light mechs anymore, which is a crying shame. And if you're wondering why people don't play so many light mechs nowadays, this can be attributed to the fact that people want to climb the tiers, and to do that, you need to increase your PSR. And your PSR gain basically is based on your performance in match score relative to everybody else. And to get that sweet match score, you will need to do damage. Yep, lots and lots of damage, something that light mechs don't traditionally do. And that's because the weightage for match score with respect to damage is still way too high, and this penalizes the light mech weight class. So something needs to be done by PGI. PGI should buff the match score of lights, simply put. And this should come in the form of buffing the match score for other triggers like maybe scouting, spotting assist, kill assist, defensive kill, savior kill, protected lights, and a whole bunch of other free-for-all stuff. And I'm actually not in favor of buffing the match score for damage done by lights, because lights can still do quite a lot of damage, but their advantage is still in other things. But the overall damage I still think is low for lights, so it's not fair. And in fact, right now I think PGI, yep, that's the name, PGI actually has buffed the max score of lights quite a bit, but that's just a hypothesis. I have no evidence. It's just what I feel, because if you look at the gameplay, I will attach two matches, one with two comparable mechs in two different matches, one the Flea 17 with 6 medium lasers and MASC, and the other one with the Locust 1E, 6 medium lasers also, but no MASC, but it's a Locust. So you'll see that the damage I dealt, the kills, don't match the match score. In fact, I got way more than I thought I would. So that's my hypothesis, that already something has been done. But honestly, they need to do something fast, or we will see less and less light mechs on the battlefield, which is a bad thing, because without the light mechs doing tactical stuff, tactical ninja maneuvers, it'll just basically be a whole bunch of big fat mechs versus another bunch of big fat mechs, jumping at each other and just smashing each other in the face. Well, that is all nice and fine. It just reminds me of sumo wrestling, which is a good sport, but it's basically a whole bunch of fat, half-naked men wearing tongs, pushing each other like little babies until one loses. And I don't want that for MechWarrior Online. So anyway, let's get down to the gameplay I promised, and you also decide, has the Locust 1E been power creeped by the Flea 17? That's another question for another day. So let's get down to some gameplay and watch some light mech action. Also, look at the damage and the match score. Do you think there's a buff? Well, let me know. Let's go. So here I am on Frozen City Classic, and yes, I am capping, because that's what light should do. Cap, get maybe an advantage or two right at the beginning in terms of caps, and then screen the main force from the enemy while getting some info back to them. And of course, still want to do damage, and that's the reality. So moving along, and one of my favorite mechs, the Flea 17. One target here. It's an adder, classic Dora RPPC build. Gonna use the medium laser range and trade. Oh, I missed. Quality players, so gotta be really careful with Alpha there. Ah, too bad. The sure shot. Out of my optimal range, but every little bit of damage helps, and I want to delay him so they'll hold that position. Oh, it's a strike. Run away, strike, run away. Yeah, always be aware the strike comes in. Heat vision, you can't see strike, so be very careful. Repositioning to engage that adder again. There he is, Alpha. So repositioning myself to the front line. Very dangerous, but high risk, high reward. This is a game-losing tactic, by the way. Yep. It can end in glory or death. Left leg, Alpha's leg. Managed to get his leg. I dropped a strike on him. Strike comes in, and I got him. And he goes down. So 1-0 advantage. Down on caps by 1, but that's okay. Plus minus 1 cap is actually okay. This is when we fight. Rifleman, get a rifleman. So Rifleman 2C comes in. Golf. And as a light, you don't want to trade with them, so gotta fall back behind my friendlies like the Dragon and the Orion. Let them tank as I execute some tactical hit and run maneuvers. Holding locks for my friendly teams, as you can see they have Lerms and ATMs.
Hotel also.
Yep.
Charlie, Vapor Eagle, always a threat.
As a light, you should be learn to make calls, call out
Push
the
Charlie left also.
call out the target component, the call sign, and maintain locks.
Charlie is one shot rear.
Don't get too
Got
greedy.
cool down though.
Yep. Gotta cool down, move it along.
Stalker Hotel not playing well.
Yeah, that Stalker is probably not a tier 1 or tier 2 player. And
Vapor Eagle, Charlie left torso.
with the tier separation at ±1, it's a long queue nowadays.
Charlie now.
This was actually recorded before the ±1 tier.
Push the Mad Dog. Go Dragon, go.
So constant movement, shifting from side to side on my team. Taking out damage components whenever I can, like that Blackjack, or the Mad Cat 2 rather.
Good push.
Team is aggressive,
Oh, okay.
so you want to back it up with some accurate fire.
Dervish going down.
Playing lights
Echo is dead.
requires accuracy, as you can see.
Stalker left torso, CT. Wow, we're like totally massacring him. Oh no, I shut down.
Yeah, this is something you don't want to do in a light. But don't override because heat damage equals light mech go boom. So this is a massacre, so just repositioning, hitting and running. Team is thankfully aggressive, which always helps in a win. So just a matter of mop up right now. And that's how you play this Flea, hit and run. But I would like to think that they reward more, like I said. As you see from the damage I dealt, it's still sizable later. But
Go shut down.
light mechs helped the team win in such a sense, because I was able to pick off cull the mechs as the rest of the team followed up.
Gotta break a leg. Go. Good job, team. Well, that was a good fight though. 12-4.
So this is some classic hit and run action with this build, the Flea 17, 6 medium lasers, MASC. And if you look at the damage, I did a sizable amount, 720 with 3 KMDDs, 2 kills and a solo kill. But this kind of match in a light, for example a K9, used to give maybe about 500 max score or so. But as you can see from the max score right now, it's a max score of 582, which is a lot more than what I expected. Comparing to Shaggy, looking at Shaggy and Charlie Lance. Similar performance, granted I'm a light, he's an assault, but I got like 60 to 70 points more than him, which is a sizable amount if you ask me. So anyway, let's get down to the next match. In the comparable mech, the Locust 1E. So here we are in a comparable mech, the Locust 1E, much older than the Flea, released way before that, but 6 medium lasers and a faster baseline speed but no MASC. And it's interesting to compare these two, whether this Locust 1E has been power creeped by the Flea. But anyway, on another note, do take note that these two matches you see were recorded before the tier separation was modified. And in case you don't know, tier separation is now ±1. That means you will only be matched by players within one tier of yourself. And being tier 1, I only get matched with tier 1 and 2 players, which results in a kind of long wait at the moment. I felt this should be put in later, but it is what it is. It just results in really long queue times. But anyway, right now I'm scouting, drawing lerms because I'm actually kind of out of practice in this mech. I haven't played it in quite a while. So, right in front, tip of the spear, getting some intel to my team, enemy disposition and locations. Of course, can't resist getting some damage in. But that's doggy with lots of missiles doing lots of damage. And true enough, the enemy lights come to take me out. So be careful not to overextend yourself like myself. I'm kind of caught in the rear now. So don't compare these two games too much because I'm out of practice in this Locust. I play my Flea way more often now. So having my rear caught, I'm gonna run through my friendly team, reposition because I don't want to die.
I guess Echo's primary?
Yep, right leg, left torso.
That works. Hey.
So, took out one enemy harasser. Mistakes were made. I survived, he didn't. So as a scout, it's a really dangerous life, so light mechs have it hard like I said before. Once you scout, get some info back, quickly retreat, and let the big guys move
Guard
up.
switch to Delta.
And then you switch to a flanking or a screening role, protecting them from harassers like that black ladder, or moving in to secure the kill, or harassed. Like, that's what I'm doing right now, taking the right flank. Got a few mechs around me, so gonna keep these guys
Lerms on
company.
Alpha, please. Use Zeal.
Finding a target for Lerms and holding locks. This Uzil is in trouble.
He's in cover.
Gonna work on his left torso. It's already caught. So this is what lights can do also, holding locks. So we got lots of Lerms. Right now there's an event on with loot bag, so that'll bring out more Lerms. So that's a bit bad trading. Without the MASC, you can't throw off the aim of the enemy. The sudden XL decel of the MASC really throws the aim of the opponents. But the
PSR might
Locust,
want to shift right, even a Lerm.
but the Locust 1E doesn't have that, so a bit easier.
Bravo
to
left, right torso.
a bit easier to target. They want to secure the kill because I'm caught, but he pays for his greed. Remember guys, greed kills.
Alpha, if you can get him. Cord.
So 2-1, we got lots of Lerms and Narcs, so this should be a massacre. As you can see, I'm working with the Bushwhacker, trading together with him. It's either he trades or I trades, and honestly I let them trade first, then I draw fire. I let them draw fire, then I move in. That's how you play off the opponent, like I used to say.
Who puts dual UAC 5s on a Fafnir?
One thing about Locust and Fleas, they're really short, so in maps like this in the water, you tend to disappear.
Watch Charlie 3, they're pushing through there. Take out the Fafnir fast. Then Charlie 3.
So now I've transitioned to a flanking role. So most of the force is behind me while I try to flank them on the right. By going right, that is. Sort of like an auxiliary to the big guys like the Marauder 2 on my right.
Fafnir Juliet left torso.
Also giving that nice pinpoint damage. One thing about lights, they do a lot of pinpoint damage but not massive damage, which kind of penalizes them a lot since most of the damage comes, most of the match score comes from damage.
As you guys shoot the assault, don't forget the Jaeger and targets Delta 4.
But like I said, this is something they should do. Buff the light somehow.
Foxtrot please.
So 5-4 is closer than I expected. So that Mad Dog's in trouble.
Those in Echo 4, shift to the right. Get better angles there. Yep.
Yep, flowing right now, calling a few friends to move along. One thing I like to use are mediums rather than small pulses because it gives me a bit more tactical flexibility. Like right now I have range. If I have small pulses, I won't be able to move in without endangering myself because I basically one shot. Look at my right torso.
Sun Spider is dead.
So 8-4, we've more or less won it. It's just a matter of clearing up the dead. Soon to be dead anyway. So this is the advantage of
King
mediums.
Crab coming in.
Not much damage at 400 meters, but I still do a bit. So game mode is skirmish, so there are no cap points for me. This is where I feel lights suffer also. If you buff the capping advantages, defensive kill, all that, you get no bonuses in a match like this. All you need to do is damage and kill the enemy. So maybe things like protected light should have more match score, save your kill. But as you can see, I'm doing quite well in this. But then again, this is a showcase match. I don't always do so well, honestly. So King Crab goes down, probably an ammo explosion. Medium laser builds on lights have problems with other lights, but they do more damage if you know how to do it. Small pulses do a lot, but it's very risky and you gotta catch them in a situation where they can't respawn. So it's just a matter of rounding off with 2 more kills. As you can see, yet again, I do like to hit and run and of course shoot the occasional friendly mech accidentally. There is some gulag and action here, so very hot, the 6 mediums. Just don't blow myself up. That's what I don't want to do. So anyway, as I was saying, since the match is coming to an end, the Flea 17 and the Locust 1E are very comparable. But we can see from the gameplay, other than the fact that I am out of practice with this Locust 1E, this build is much easier to target by the enemy because you can predict the motion better. The Flea actually has the MAC to throw the aim off and it has better hitboxes.
Well, good work.
So anyway, 3 kills with this Locust 1E. I think I put in a good performance, but yet again, it shouldn't get 500 max score, only 500 plus damage, 3 kills. But if you look at the max scores, I got a max score 566, which is way above what I would like to think I normally get for this kind of performance. So I think that maybe PGI, I'm being optimistic, maybe PGI has already buffed the max score for lights. But whether they already have done something or not, it's something they should do. So anyway guys, I will see you on the battlefield and you guys have a good day. Ciao.